Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So how are you doing today? And are there any queries or questions with respect to the previous sessions before we get into today's session? Are there any queries or questions? Since I'm not getting any response, I understand there are no queries or questions. If you have anything, you could always put it on chat or you can unmute and speak so that we can know your queries and questions and we can help you to get the answers. Okay, so getting into today's topic, accounting reports and bill-wise tracking. So in the previous sessions, we saw how to create a master, how to create a transaction with respect to accounts. In today's session, we will look at how to generate reports, how to view the reports in Tally. Okay. So what are all the major reports that's available in your financial system? When you look at the reports, can anyone tell me what are all the major reports that you look at? Okay, you can just put it on chat. What are all the reports you generally look at? So participants, I have Ajit, Ashwini, Chaitanya. I don't know, somebody has logged in from Realme. I think somebody has logged in from their mobile. Sonam, Sundari Mahadevan, and person from Durga Gas Products. So what are all the reports that you have in financial accounting? Financial accounting alli ಏನೇನ್ reports ಇರುತ್ತೆ? Hope Kannada is okay. Financial system ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನ್ reporting ಇರುತ್ತೆ? Reports ಏನೇನ್ reports ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ? Balance sheet, profit and loss, registers, trial balance, ಆಮೇಲೆ others. Okay. So you look at cash or bank balance, cash registers. Then you will also look at cash flow, fund flow. Okay. You will look at the ledger statements, ledger registers. These are some of the reports that you want to look at on a regular basis. So how do you view these reports? Outstanding will come later after we track the bill-wise and then let us look at the outstanding. Okay, so let us get into this. So some of the reports that we look at. One is, of course, the balance sheet. There's a final report of assets and liabilities in the organization. Then profit and loss account. We also call it as income and expenditure account to typically know where do we stand with respect to business profits or losses. Okay, then we have trial balance. We have various registers, sales register, purchase register, journal registers. Okay, so all the registers you have cash and bank books, you have cash flow fund flow statements. Okay, so there are a lot of reports that you can actually look at from the financial accounting system. So let us directly go to Tally now and start looking at what are all the reports that we have. One second, I'm just opening Tally. Hope my screen is visible. Everyone is able to view my screen. Now the Tally is opened. Okay, so we had started with the data. MCS training data. Let me just log into the same data, enter, and that data is open. So you could look at here on the gateway of Tally, that is on the main screen of Tally. You have reports option after transactions and utilities. In that report, you have already a lot of options that's available, which is balance sheet, profit and loss account, ratio analysis, and more reports. If you go to more reports, you can see further menus, which is what you want to see: trial balance, daybook. Daybook is nothing but all the transactions done for the day is shown in one report. That is called daybook. Then you have cash flows and fund flows. Further, you want to look at any further reports, you could again go to accounts book. Here you have further more registers and reports. Either it might be a cash and bank book, ledger registers, ledger reports, group-wise reports, group-wise vouchers, all registers like contra register, payment register, receipt register, sales register, purchase register, journal register, debit and credit note registers. All these are reports. And you also have reports with respect to statement of accounts, where you could go and see the outstandings that we will look at the later, and the statistics. Statistics will typically tell you, it's like a scoreboard, detailed scoreboard of your data. So it tells how many transactions you have under each transaction head and how many masters you have under different masters. Okay, so example, if I take this data, I have 5 transactions that we had passed earlier, and we had some 28 groups or 30 groups. Okay, and we have ledgers, voucher types, currencies, various things that we have. So, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ತಿರುಪತಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? How many of you have visited Tirupati? How many of you have gone and taken the blessings of Sri Venkateshwara in Tirupati? It's very important, because if you understand that, then you will understand how the reports are generated in Tally. Okay, so I'm just taking example of Tirupati. It might be any big temple. Okay, either it might be Tirupati temple, or it might be Madurai Meenakshi in Madurai. Okay, or Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying is, say example, if you go to a big temple, say Tirupati ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ದೇವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದೇವ್ರನ್ನ ದರ್ಶನ ಪಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ you have to walk a distance, ಸುಮಾರು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಅರ್ಧ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದೊಳಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಬಾಗಿಲು ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ದ್ವಾರ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬಾಗಿಲು. ಆ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಂದ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಾಗಿಲು ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಬಾಗಿಲು ದಾಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಾಗಿಲು ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು 7-8 ಬಾಗಿಲು ಒಳಗಡೆ 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 ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಗರ್ಭಗುಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವ್ರ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್? ಇಫ್ ಯು ರಿಯಲಿ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಟ್ಯಾಲಿಲಿ ನೀವು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋರಿಲೇಟ್ ಟು ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀರಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್, ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ 1. ನೀವು ಇವಾಗ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಎಂಟರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಸನ್ರಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸನ್ರಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. BSNL ಇದೆ, ಜಾನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಟ್ರೇಡರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ BSNL ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ ವೈಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಿದೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಂಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ list of transactions ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. Then you give an enter, it is showing you the actual voucher. ನೀವು prepare ಮಾಡಿದ voucher ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. So effectively ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ it is called drill down. So as you drill down the report, it gets into the next level, and ultimately it will get into your voucher level. That is where you have given what is debit and what is credit. Okay, so all the reports in Tally are derived from vouchers only. So aduk supporting ellinda barta ide anta andre you can go and look at all these vouchers. Okay, so the reason why I gave you that Tirupati temple was just as you go from one door to another, get inside to one door to another, get inside one door to another, at the center, at the end, basically at the center, after you enter all the doors, you will be able to see the God. Okay. Similarly, if you want to look at the transactions from the report in Tally, you have to go drill down, and ultimately it will take you to the voucher. It will take you to the transaction. Okay. Now, if you are looking at this transaction, you want to come out of this transaction, what you are going to do is in your keyboard, you will start pressing escape. So if you press escape, it will come, it will ask you, do you want to quit? Yes. It will come one level out. Again, you press escape. It's coming one level out. Again, you press escape. It's coming one more level. Escape, escape. It has come back to balance sheet. So effectively, any report that you see in Tally, okay, if you want to further investigate, how did you get this value? You have to press enter to get inside that report. And if you want to come out of that report, you want to exit that, you need to press escape. It will just come out of that report. Escape. Enter, 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 enter. So till the transaction level, voucher level. And if you want to exit, escape, 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 escape. So enter and escape are two critical keys that you use in Tally, okay, for viewing the reports. First thing that you should know. Okay, then what are all the reports that's available? We spoke about balance sheet, we spoke about profit and loss, we spoke about trial balance. So for example, balance sheet. So what is balance sheet? Balance sheet is the summary of the collections of all your assets and liabilities, where liabilities is shown on the left hand side and assets is shown on the right hand side. Ultimately, your assets and liabilities should tally, match. Okay, so either you can see the vertical balance sheet, or you could also look at horizontal balance sheet by pressing F12, and you could say, show me vertical or horizontal. If you want vertical, say yes. Now it is showing you vertical balance sheet with source of fund and application of funds. So one more thing, what you will understand is any report for that matter will have F12 configuration, where the report format you can check based on your requirement. Okay, so like example, on this format I require percentage. You click on yes. Okay, exclude zero balances. If you want to exclude all zero balances, you could say yes. You want detailed or condensed report, you could select. Then how do you want source and application, or application, because you are using vertical balance sheet. Then how do you want names to appear? Only names, or with alias, or only alias, or names and alias, alias and names, all those things that you can configure. Then do you want to show base currency? If you require base currency, say yes. Now look at the report. Since I had requested for percentage, it's also showing the percentage. and it is also showing the currency. Okay. Right? On the top, you can see here in INR rupee, it is showing here. Okay, so this is how any report, okay, if you don't want the vertical, you want horizontal, again, you can just go and click on F12, okay, and specify, no, I don't need vertical balance sheet, okay. Then press Control A for save. Now it is just showing you horizontal, liabilities and assets. Similarly, you go to profit and loss. What is profit and loss? It is again a report for a specific period, which will specify the businesses is actually making profits or it is under loss. So what is profit and loss? If my expenditure is more than my income in a business, if the expenses are more than income, it is loss. In a business, if income are more than expenditure, it is profit. So this statement is showing you how much of expenses you have done, how much of income that you have earned, and are you actually making profit or loss? So example in this, on the left hand side, whatever you are seeing, the purchase account, the expenses account, everything is basically your expenses. And on the right hand side, whatever you are seeing as sales account or various things, that is your incomes. If your income is more than expenditure, then it is profit. If your expenditure is more than income, then it's your loss. That is how you will read. Okay, now again, what you could also do here is you could click on configure and specify what are all the informations you require. You require condensed or detailed. Okay, vertical or horizontal. Since I'm looked at the detailed one, it is showing me purchase account. Under that, which are all the subgroups or various groups that you have at particular level, shows that gives the breakup. Then expenses, it's giving you the breakup. Okay, then in the format I had included saying that show me name and alias. So typically what it's doing, since you're saying show me name and alias, here if you look at indirect expenses and in bracket it says expense indirect. If you want to see only name, you can just go here and change it to only name. So it will just show only the name, indirect expense. That's all. Hope this is clear. Then every report, see, we had discussed some of the basic things saying that when we are doing an accounting is done for a specific period. Okay, so we discussed on the financial year. Okay, from 1st April to 31st March, or quarterly report, monthly report, weekly report, daily report. So all the any reports that you look at, okay, that report should have a from date and to date. So example, if you are looking at the profit and loss, so here it is saying MCS training data from 1st April to 11th of April. Okay, now if you want to change the period, you could on the right hand side, you could press period and specify from what date to what date you want to see the report. From 1st April, if you leave it blank, it will take for the till the last date of the transaction. Or if you want to look at only for a particular period, say like example from 1st April to 4th April, 5th April, I want to look at. So it is report is been designed from 1st April to 5th April. Or if you want to look at for the whole period, you could just specify and leave to date as blank. It will take till the last date of the transaction. In this example, the last day is 11th of April. Okay. Now you could do few more things on this report. While this is your standard report, now you want a comparison of this report. Say example, I'm looking at this report, but I want to see on a quarterly basis what's happening, or on a monthly basis what's happening, or on a yearly basis what's happening. So I want it a comparison. I want to compare from one period to another period. So what I could do is, I could, on an option I have is, I could just click on auto column. Click on auto column over here and specify under what frequency of the period you require this columnar report. So example, I want quarterly wise report. So April to June, June to July to September, October to December, January to March. So if I require quarterly wise, just give quarterly. Look at here, the first column is showing me the particulars, the second column is showing me for the first quarter, April to June, then July to September, October to December, and January to March. Since I don't have any data, it's just showing me blank. If I actually had the data, it would have showed the values also. Okay, so this is one of the things that you need to understand. You could actually look at any reports based on periods also. Okay. Then other thing that you could do, say like example, I'm just going to display trial balance. Okay, now what I could see is this is just my condensed report, or if I want a detailed report, I could just go, as I told you, go to configuration and say show me detail. And here you have options for expand all levels in detailed format. Say currently it is set to no. Example, if you look at sundry creditors, it is showing me 37. Out of this 37, from which parties it is coming, I don't know. Sundry debtors 37,000, from which parties it is coming, I don't know. All right. So if you want detailed like that, you could again go back to configuration and specify expand all levels in detail format to yes, so that you will get the detailed report. Say example, I'm sorry, I'm just showing you opening transaction, closing, ledger wise. Here you can go ledger wise. Or okay, group wise, show me detail, expand all levels in detail format, sorting method default. Okay, so here you could just see which are all the further breakup. Say example, sundry creditors 37,000 is coming from BSNL 10,000. Sorry, BSNL I have 10,000. Okay, so here it is credit. Okay, and debit. So credit and debit is getting nullified. So it is becoming 37,000. Similarly, sundry debtors 37,000, 2,000 from Krishna Enterprises, 35,000 from Taj Traders. Hope you are getting this. Okay, now I want to see this on a monthly basis. I want to see the trial balance on a monthly basis. So just go and click on auto column and say monthly. Do you want to see the total? If you want to say total, yes, say total, say total. So it is showing the total in the first column. Then you can see April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. So which are all the columns you require? You had opening balance, net transaction, closing balance. Again, I don't need opening balance. I require only the net transaction. Okay. Then I don't need closing balance. Say example, I want only the transactions for the month. So look here. Debit credit for April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So similarly, I get for month-wise breakups. Right? So like this, I can go and view any report. And one more way of looking at report. See, in Tally, it's, as I told you, it's a menu-driven application. Okay, so you have to remember menus, to which menu you have to go and do everything. Rather than that, you could just press on Alt G, that is go to on the top. Okay, click on go to on the top and type here what you want to see. For example, I want to see cash flow or funds flow. So it is showing me the fund flow, working capital funds flow report. Similarly, I want to look at what? Trial balance. So just type trial balance. So it is showing you the trial balance. So from here, I want to look at sales register. So I'll again going to go to, I type as sales register. So I've got the sales register monthly wise, daily transactions, enter. Then I want to look at balance sheet. I can just click on balance sheet. So it is showing me the balance sheet. So like this, I can just go to, it is like a global search for Tally and type whatever reports I want to see and it will show you that report. Okay. So if I want to look at voucher report, ledger voucher report for which ledger? BSNL. So it is showing me the BSNL ledger. So it's very easy for you. You need not worry, remember the menus. You need to just remember the names. If you just remember the name, say example, I know I want to look at Taj Traders ledger report. Okay, so I'm just going to go to. So I know this. So what is, so Taj Traders is what? It's a ledger, right? So I'm just saying ledger voucher of Taj Traders. So it will just open Taj Traders ledger view. Okay. So like this, I can actually look at any reports that's available in Tally. And of course, hope you know how to use the shortcut keys. Okay, we will also share that shortcut key file. Okay, so that you, whenever you have time, you could go through that shortcuts. So any questions on this? How to view reports? So if there is any questions, it's the time to ask so that we can look at your questions and further move on to bill-wise tracking. Okay, so looks like there is no question. We'll move on to the next topic, which is bill-wise. What is bill-wise? What is bill-wise tracking? What is your understanding of bill-wise tracking? So first thing is you need to know why bill-wise is required. Then what you need to do to get the bill-wise reports. Then how do you get that? Why bill-wise tracking is necessary? Can anyone answer? Why bill-wise tracking is necessary? See, look, all the participants, I'm telling you, okay, this is not one side communication. Andre, ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು, ಐದರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಇದು ಈ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗು, ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಬಂದು ದೇವ್ರ ತರ ಪ್ರವಚನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ make you understand what it is. So until and unless you people respond, okay, you people ask questions, okay, this training will not be helpful for anybody. Okay, so please participate, okay, else it will be of no use. Okay, so I'm just looking at the chat. Ashwini is asking, one more time, show me the view of quarterly reports. Okay, so to track the outstanding of many suppliers and contract customers, where I can know the collections, receivables, and payables. Okay. To generate accurate report, we'll do bill-wise tracking. Business owners can easily track bills for expenses. Okay. Fine. So first we'll go and look at that quarterly wise report. How do you see the quarterly wise? See any report for that matter. Say example, I'm just going to profit and loss account. Okay, so when I look at the profit and loss account, this is showing for the whole period from 1st April to 11th of April. Okay, but example, I have for 1 year of data. Let us take, I have 1 year of data. Okay, or example, let me just take, I have data from 1st to 11th of April. But now what I want to do is I want to see daily what happened on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, like that. Day wise, I require a breakup, or I might require a breakup week wise, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. It might be any period I require a breakup. So if you want to look at the breakup of the report, it's very simple. Click on auto column and say, how do you need? So example, I require daily in this case. So example, it is showing you 1st April, what was your sale? What is your purchase and what is your income? Nothing. 2nd, nothing. 3rd, nothing. 4th, nothing. 5th, nothing. 6th, 7th. 7th, I have a purchase, 1.25 lakhs. I didn't make any sale. 8th, I didn't make any sale. 9th, I didn't make any sale. 10th, I made a sale of 1.75 lakh. See, look at here. On 7th, I made a purchase of 1.25 lakh. So my loss was 1.5 lakh because I didn't have any profit, any sales. But on 10th, when I made a sale of 1.75 lakh, so 1.75 minus 1.25 is the profit that I'm making. Okay. So overall, am I at loss or am I at profit for that particular period is what it is showing me. So on 10th, I made only sale, there was no purchase. So if you look at for the 10th, I'm at profit of 1.75. But if you look at the cumulated, okay, I would have made lesser profit. So if you want to look at the cumulated, then you just go back and see your profit and loss. See here, 1.75 lakhs is my sale, 1.25 lakh is my purchase. Okay, I have a gross profit of 50,000. Out of that, I've spent 10,000 rupees and my net profit is 40,000. So now I could see, click on columnar and I could see for any specific period, either daily, monthly, fortnightly, quarterly, yearly, weekly, whichever way I want, I could look at this report. And in this is basically weekly report. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay. So what is bill-wise tracking? So first thing that you need to understand is in any business, cash is the king. You have liquidity of money, the business is smooth. And let us all understand, everyone does business to make money. Okay. Otherwise, nobody wants to do any business. Have you heard anyone saying, I want to do business, but I don't want to make profits. I don't want to make money. Okay, if anyone is saying that, he is actually lying you. Ultimately, everyone does business to earn money, to make profits. Right? And in always in the business, having liquidity of the cash is very, very important. Cash is the king. Okay, now in a business, what happens is a lot of times we give credit. Okay, we sell our products and service and we give credit. And we also purchase the products and service from our suppliers and we also get credit. Okay, but if you want to track when you have to pay that money for the product bought or the services bought, or when you have to collect the money for the products or services sold, you need some tracking. Say example, I'm going and buying a buying one computer table for my office, which cost 5,000 rupees, and that furniture wala gave me 30 days of credit. Today I'm on 27th of August, when I'm supposed to pay him the money before 27th of September. So I need to track and say, okay, before 27th, I'm paying him. Otherwise, okay, he will come in search of me. He will start calling me and asking me the money. Similarly, when I sell products to my customers, I also need to collect, right? So for that, we need to start tracking how much money we are supposed to collect from whom. Okay. So to do that, the first thing that you need to know, you need to do is in Tally, you have to first go and enable this capability called bill-wise tracking. To do that, where do you go and enable the capabilities? Features in Tally. What is the option that you use? To enable a feature in Tally, what is the options that you use? To enable any feature in Tally, the option that you need to use is features, F11. So here, this is the option. Enable bill-wise entry. If you enable this, make it as yes, then it will start asking you for bill-wise tracking. Say example, I have made this as yes, Control A, save. Now I want to go as example. Let me just create one supplier who is supplying materials to us. Okay, Govinda Traders. They are our suppliers. So suppliers comes under sundry creditors. Now it is asking maintain bill-wise details, bill by bill. Meaning I might do multiple purchases from him. So I want to maintain when I'm supposed to pay how much money. Example. Okay. So I'm saying enable this, make it as yes. Then you could also specify default credit period, meaning whenever I purchase from him, he is standardly giving me X number of days as credit. So if it is defined, say example, 15 days of credit. If it is defined by that supplier, you could update here as number of days of credit, either 15 or 30, whatever number of days. Then there is one more control which says check for credit days during the voucher entry. Meaning this 15 days at the entry level, do you want to allow the user to change or not change? If you want to allow the users to change, make this option of check for credit days as yes, else make it as no. So example, in this example, I'm just saying no. So I don't want users to go and make these changes. And I'm just saving this party, Govinda Traders. Now, today I'm on what day? It's on 11th of April. I'm making an entry on 11th of April. Assume that I'm making one purchase entry from Govinda. Okay, so I'm just changing it to voucher mode. Okay, against invoice number 3. Okay, I'm buying from Govinda Traders. Okay, 20,000 worth of material. Look at here, new bill reference, bill number 3. That is what I had given on supplier invoice number. Then the next column, it says it is automatically picking 15 days of credit, and it is saying due by 26th of April 2022. How did this date arrive? My transaction date is 11th of April. From 11th of April, 15 days of credit comes to 26th of April. And when I click on enter, so here it is allowing me to change. If I want to change it to 20 days, I could still allow this to make it to 20 days, or I could retain 15 days itself. And purchase account, purchase entry. Okay, so this is on 11th of April. Now I want to go and do one more purchase entry example on 15th of April. Okay, bill number 13. Same Govinda Enterprises for 30,000 rupees. Again, 15 days of credit from 15th of April, that is basically 30th of April. By 30th, it is due, right? Now, being purchase made. So example, I just entered two transactions, one for 20,000 and one for 30,000. Now, if I want to look at how much I'm supposed to pay to Govinda traders. Okay. Now, if you want to look at the report, there are multiple ways that you can go and look at the report. Okay. One simple way is this is accounts payable, right? I need to pay this money. So you can just click on go to and say accounts payable. I'm supposed to pay because I've purchased and payment is pending. So click on accounts payable. Look here, it is showing me two bills of Govinda, one bill number 3 and one bill number 13. Bill number 3 is for 20,000 rupee and due date is 26th. Okay, and bill number 13 is for 30,000 rupees, due date is 30th. Please understand here. And on the top, for what period I'm seeing this report? From 1st April to 15th April. So what this report is saying is, as of 15th April, overdue days, that is in the last column which is showing you the overdue days, is for these two bills, it is still not overdue, meaning we have not crossed this bill date, due date, because today still we are on 15th of April. The report is, we are looking for 15th of April. Now, example, if I change this report with Alt F2 and make it to 5th of May, now you look at the number of days, overdue days. It has changed. See, for bill number 3, for Govinda Traders, 20,000 rupee, it was due on 26th, and today we are looking the reports for 5th of May. So it is overdue by 9 days. So we are not paid. It's more than 9 days of overdue. We are still not paid that bill. Right? And for bill number 13, it is overdue by 5 days because today is 5th of May and the due was on 30th of April. So we have crossed 5 more days. Okay, and it will show here for all the parties under payable. Now, if on the right hand side you have an option where you could say ledger wise, bill wise detail, which will typically give you ledger wise tracking. So Govinda Traders, there are two bills. So it is giving you the consolidated of the ledger wise along with the bill details. John Trader has 3 bills. Sri Rama has 1 bill. BSNL has 1 bill. Okay, and total you will get for this party. Right? Is this clear? Now, okay, one more thing that you need to understand is when you get into bill-wise details, the bill-wise details are of 4 different types. Okay, you could set up the bill-wise details based on 4 different types. So I'm just writing here for your benefit 4 types of bills, 4 types of bill reference options. Okay, 1 is new reference, 2 is advance, 3 is against reference, 4th is on account. So you need to be aware of what is this means. What does that each type of reference mean? See, when you say new reference, say example, let me take purchase entry. In purchase entry, when I'm making a purchase bill, when I'm accounting a purchase bill which has credit 10 days. Okay, then we will use new reference because this bill is new and not yet settled. Meaning, say example, I did a transaction, right? So I went and did a Govinda transaction. Here, if you look at what did I select? I selected, see here you are getting these 4 options, method of adjustment, advance, against reference, new reference, and on account. So new reference I'm using because this is the new transaction and I do not have any bill to refer for this because it's a new transaction. So I will use new reference. Okay. The next option is, what is advance? So take an example of advance purchases, paying advance against the purchase. See, in few of the purchases, the supplier might ask for some advance money. Without advance, the supplier will say, no, I am not going to supply the material. So first you need to pay the advance, then only the material or the services will be delivered. So let me just take an example of first paying an advance. So I'm just going to voucher entry. So I'm making a payment, advance payment. Okay, so on 15th of April, I'm making a payment, advance payment through bank, State Bank of India. So there is a new supplier called Vamana Agencies. Sundry creditors, bill by bill, no credit days, defined, and I'm just saving this. So I'm paying 1 lakh rupee as advance. In this case, I don't have a purchase bill. First, I'm making a payment, then I will get a bill. In that case, I'm selecting it as advance. So it is taking the voucher number as itself as the advance reference. Okay. And when I have given the advance, this advance should get settled by how many days? Example, within 10 days, this advance should get settled. So by 25th, this 1 lakh rupee should get settled, is what I'm saying. Meaning, within 25th, they need to supply and give me the bill. Okay, and how am I paying this? Through check number, so on. So I'm just giving advance for supply of materials. 1 lakh rupee I paid the advance on 15th of April. Now, if I go and look at the report, say example, if I go to display statement of accounts, outstanding for a ledger of Vamana Agencies, it is showing me 1 lakh rupee advance of debit, meaning I have paid this money. You could go to transaction and look at the transaction also. Now, against this advance, okay, I might receive the material. So he's giving me a purchase bill. Okay, say example, now he has supplied me the material along with the bill. So on 23rd of April. So he has given me the purchase bill. I'm going and accounting this purchase bill reference number 25, 23rd of April, credit to Vamana Agencies. Okay, what is the amount? Say example, he has supplied worth 1 lakh rupee. Now here, what is the reference that I'm supposed to use? I've already received 1 lakh rupee. Sorry, I've already paid 1 lakh rupee to him. Now he is supplying on 15th of April, I had paid 1 lakh rupee. Now he is supplying the material on 23rd of April. So the reference method of adjustment that I'm supposed to use is what? New reference, advance, against reference, or on account?
Against reference.
In this, it is against reference. So when I click on against reference, it will list out all the pending bill that needs adjustment. So here it is showing me against voucher number 2 on 15th of April, 1 lakh rupee was paid for him, which is still not adjusted. So I could adjust this bill, this payment. Okay. Then take it to purchase accounted. Now, if I look at display accounts book ledger for Vamana agencies for the month of April to March. So you could look at here, there was one payment for 1 lakh rupee on 15th of April. There is one purchase bill for 1 lakh rupees. So debit and credit got nullified and his balance has become 0. Now, if you want to go and look at bill-wise details, click on bill-wise details. It is showing you blank, meaning there is no pending amount. The blank refers there is no pending amount. But if you want to see the bill that has already got adjusted, okay, you could go and look at change view. Oh, sorry, not the change view. Basis of values. Here it is just showing you all the pending bills, type of bills. Change it to all bills. Now it is look here. 1 lakh rupee advance was paid on 15th. That bill got adjusted on 23rd. So the balance is 0. Pending amount is blank, which is 0. Is this clear? Okay, let us go to one more example. Earlier, we had done 2 purchases from Govinda Traders, one for 20,000 and one for 30,000. We have not paid anything. Okay, now assume that I'm just changing the date to 24th. Okay, and now I'm paying this money on 24th through cash for Govinda Traders. Look here, as I select the party, it is showing me what is the current balance, 50,000 rupees. You could look at here, current balance is 50,000 rupees. Out of this 50,000, I'm paying him 15,000 rupees, 1/5, part payment. Now, once when I make a part payment, what is the method of adjustment that I need to use? There are already 2 bills. Now I want to adjust against that bills. So once when I click on this, it will show all the bills that is pending. So this 15,000 rupees, against which bill are you paying? You need to select against which bill. Say example, I'm paying against bill number 3. 15,000 is paid. Okay. So I paid payments. I did a payment. So I did some part payment, right? Against reference I used. Now if I go to display accounts book ledger of Govinda Traders. Look here, 20,000 rupee purchase, 30,000 rupee purchase, and cash of 15,000 rupee payment. So the balance I need to pay him is 35,000. Now on the right hand side, you have an option called bill wise. Click on bill wise. See here, it is showing you 20,000 rupees the opening amount of this bill number 3, while the pending amount is just 5,000 rupees. How it is 5,000? Click on shift enter. It will show you the purchase was for 20,000. I've made a payment of 15,000. So balance is 5,000. Is this clear? So you should be aware of when to use new reference, when to use advance, and when to use against reference. Hope this is clear. Okay. So let us look at the last option, which is on account. What is on account? So we had specified here as on account. What does this on account mean? On account means I don't want to track this bill. Very simple. Meaning, example, I'm making a purchase from Govinda Traders, but I don't want to track. Okay, I'll just make this payment to him. So when is this on account used? On account is used when you do not want to track the bill or do not want to track the breakup of the transactions for that particular party. Then you could use on account. Okay. So how do you do this on account? Say example, I'm just going and creating a ledger, creating one new supplier called Mohan Provision Stores. He is one supplier. The first level is at the master level itself. I could make him as no. Meaning for this party, I do not want to track bill by bill. I want to just track only the balance. So just make it as no and save. Okay, now you make a purchase bill or a payment, whatever it is. So example, I'm making a purchase bill. Okay, so I'm just going to purchase bill number 1234 to Mohan Provision Stores, 10,000 rupees. Look here, did you get bill-wise details? It is not even taking you to bill-wise details. It is just pushing to the debit details. No bill-wise details are selected. Okay, say example, you will just change the date, make the payment for 4,000 rupees. So example, you are just making the payment for 4,000 rupees through cash to Mohan Provision. It is just showing you 10,000. You are making 4,000 rupee payment. Now it is not even asking which bill against which bill. Okay, you are just making the payment and the balance is shown. So if you go to display, accounts book, ledger. Can anyone of you mute? Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mute. Okay. So if you go to display accounts book ledger of Mohan Provision Stores, okay, it is showing you both the transaction of 10,000 and 4,000, but this bill-wise details is not enabled because in the master you have disabled this bill-wise detail. This is one way of tracking. The other way of doing things is while for a party I have enabled bill-wise detail, particular transaction I don't want to track. Okay. So in that case, what you could do is, say example, Vamana Traders. Okay, so I'm making a purchase bill. This purchase bill I do not want to track. So I don't need tracking for this purchase bill. So I'm giving the bill number, Vamana Agencies. Okay, 24,000 rupees. I don't want to track, then use on account. While for this party bill-wise is enabled, particular transaction I don't want to track. In that case, come to bill-wise details and say on account. So that this purchase bill will not get tracked for your balance bill-wise adjustment. It will be there in your balance, not in bill-wise adjustment. Okay, so now if, for example, if you have saved this, now you look at display, accounts book, ledger, Vamana, agencies. Okay. So here I have 24,000 rupee purchase. But if you go and click on bill-wise detail, it is not showing you that bill number. It is just showing you on account. Understood? Is this clear? Okay. Then one more thing before we come to end of this is, while you are using bill-wise details, bill by bill reference, there is one critical element. Okay, always bill-wise details are calculated from what date? When you are tracking a bill-wise detail, say example, you are saying 15 days of credit and you are doing a transaction on 15th of April. So from what date it will say 15 days? It will always take the voucher date as 15th of April, correct? But for some reason, I don't want to give that voucher date as the tracking date. I want to give a different date. Say example, I'll give you. I made a purchase of material for 10,000 rupees from Vamana agencies on 10th of April. And he gave me 15 days of credit. But he didn't give me the bill on the day he gave me a material. On 20th, he gave me a bill. Okay. Now 15 days of credit will start from 10th of April or on 20th of April? Can anyone answer? I have purchased a material on 10th of April from Vamana agencies. But on 10th of April, Vamana agencies didn't give me the purchase bill. He gave it to me on 20th of April. So I'm accounting on 20th of April in my books of accounts. And the original understanding is he will give me 15 days of credit. So now this credit will start from what date? From 10th of April or on 20th of April? From 20th of April. But you received the material on 10th only. He forgot to give you the bill. That's all. But you are enjoying that material. He has already supplied that material to you. So effectively, it is from 10th of April. 15 days from 10th of April is by 25th, I need to pay him. Not from 20th, again 15 days. That is by 5th of May. No, it's not like that. It is from the date I received the material. But how do we account this? So in Tally, okay, to account this, we have something called effective date. Say example, I'm making a purchase. Example, I'm making a purchase and I want to give the effective date. Okay. So I can go to voucher type. This can be configured at the voucher type. I'm going to purchase, and here I have an option called use effective dates for voucher. Enable this. Once when you enable use effective dates for voucher and you start accounting the voucher, say here on the right hand side, if you look at, there are two dates now. One is Wednesday, 27th of April, effective date 27th of April. Now I will just go and click on F2 date. It is asking me both the dates. So now I'm saying effective date is 20th of April. Sorry, voucher date is 20th of April, while effective date is 10th of April because I received the material on 10th of April. Okay. So I'm making this transaction with on 20th of April, giving the effective date as 10th of April. So I've accounted this bill 123, okay, from Vamana agencies for 18,000 rupees. And I've got 15 days of credit. See, look at here on the top. Due date, credit days with effect from 10th of April, not 20th of April. So 15 days from 10th of April remains 25th of April, though you are accounting on 20th of April. Okay. So now, if you look at report, display, accounts book, ledger, Vamana, agencies, and click on bill wise. Sorry, 1 second. Vamana agencies for 22 to 31/3/23. Okay, so 18,000 rupees, that is what you have accounted on 20th of April. Click on bill wise details. See, look here. If you look at what is the date of transaction? 20th of April. Okay. 18,000 rupees. Okay. It is due by 25th of April, not on from 20th April. It has just taken only 5 days. Because in the transaction, you have used effective date. Okay, where this will be helpful is in businesses, in most of the business, if you go in a trading, okay, whenever you ask the material, he will just give the material, hey, take this material and go. But he will give the bill after 1 week, after 10 days. In that case, this effective date will be helpful. Is this clear? And how do you look at various reports? You can just go to display, statement of accounts, outstanding. This is where you will see different reports. So like what is receivable means how much I'm supposed to collect from the market. That is receivable. Payable is how much I'm supposed to pay to my suppliers. If you want specific party, you can go to ledger and look at the report. If you want for a group of parties, you could go and look at the group wise. So example, if you just click on receivables, it will show all receivables. Or if you click on payables, it will show all the payable bills. Okay. If you want specific ledger, example, Vamana agencies, you could just go and see only that specific ledger. Or specific groups, example, for all sundry debtors you want to look at, you could look at party wise detail. Hope this is clear. Okay, so this is how you will actually start tracking bill wise details. So I've come to the end of this session. If anyone has any questions on bill wise tracking or on reporting, accounting reports, okay, you are welcome. We can discuss and take this forward. Okay. So while you have questions, you could continue to type on the chat or you could unmute and speak. Okay, we have two announcements for all of you. One, from next week onwards, the training will be on Friday and not on Saturday. Same timings, 4 o'clock. Instead of Saturday, it will be preponed to Friday from coming week. So the next week, Friday session will be on 2nd of August, not on 3rd of August as we had earlier scheduled. So all Saturday trainings will be preponed to Friday from coming week. One more announcement is this Tuesday, coming Tuesday, 30th, the training will not be there because Tuesday there is a festival in Karnataka over here. Okay, Gauri Habba. Okay, all girls who are there, ladies who are there. Okay, you want to celebrate Gauri festival, Gauri Habba. So we are not having session on 30th. So the next session will be on 2nd of September, Friday. Hope this is clear. Okay, so I'm there on the call for next 5 minutes. If anyone has any questions, okay, you could please unmute and speak, or you could put it on the chat.